If you're a writer and you're feeling discouraged right now, this video is for you. Feeling discouraged is never fun. Unfortunately, as a writer, you're probably going to feel that way more than once. Hi, my name is Colleen M. Story, and this is Writing and Wellness. And in this video, I'm going to give you real ways that you can get through discouragement and emerge better, happier, and more confident on the other side. First, let's look at what discouraged really means. You may be familiar with typical definitions, like having lost confidence or disheartened. But there's one definition that I think fits the best here, and that is to lose one's courage. To be a writer, you need courage in a lot of different ways. You have to have courage to write anything in the first place, to believe you have something important to say. You need courage to submit your work for critiques and to face those critiques. You have to have courage to submit your writing to agents and publishers, as you could be rejected. You have to have courage to publish the book. It opens you up to potential criticism from strangers. And you have to have courage to market and stand behind your book, to claim it as your own, and to take any criticisms that may come your way. If you're a writer who has lost his or her courage, then you could say you're in a state of fear, because the opposite of courage is fear. What is it that you could be afraid of? Failure, wasting your time, more rejections, bad reviews, disappointing others, or disappointing yourself. Now, before we talk about solutions to periods of discouragement, I want to encourage you not to try to rush past it. We don't like feeling discouraged, so we may try to push it away, repress those emotions, distract ourselves, but this can be a mistake. I've gone through several discouraging times in my long writing career, and it's these times that have made me the writer I am today. Now, they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? But there's truth in that. When you go through a period of discouragement, and then you decide, you know what? I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep trying. I can get past this and things will be better in the future. When you go through that kind of a period and you allow it to be and you allow yourself to feel that way and to come out the other end, you will be a stronger writer. It's easy when we're facing a bunch of rejections or marketing difficulties or poor response from readers that we can get wrapped up in how the writing is performing in the outer world. It's good when you're going through a discouraging period to bring your thoughts back to that original reason why you're writing. It helps to remember that, okay, publishing is great, finding readers is important, but the core thing here is my devotion to writing, simply because I feel called to write, or I'm compelled to write, or it's part of my life's purpose. It's important to remember that, bring your thoughts back to that during that short time that you're taking to kind of evaluate this period of discouragement. There's another actual good thing about a period of discouragement in a writer's life. A lot of times we end up feeling discouraged because we're not receiving the outside rewards we hope to receive as fast as we hope to receive them. And this is where it can help to step back and say, you know what? This thing is harder than I thought it was going to be. Writing, marketing, publishing, building a platform, all these things take a lot more energy and time and devotion than I thought they were going to when I started. So when you go through a period of discouragement, take a minute to step back and say, you know what? This is hard. And that's just the way it is. And it's probably a lot harder than you thought it was going to be. And that's okay. That's when you say, all right, am I willing to keep going? So now let's get to the 5 steps that are going to help you get past this period of feeling discouraged. The first step is what we were just talking about. Realize that the writing life is difficult. So redefine what success means to you. Maybe instead of publishing your book with HarperCollins, you could be really happy publishing it with a reputable indie publisher or even self-publishing it. Bring your expectations in line with where you are on your writing journey. Understand that those writers who have reached the pinnacle of success which is the writers we most often think about and want to emulate, took many, many years to get where they are. So when you're going through that period of discouragement, realize that you are earning your own scars. And that's good, because then when you do reach the level of success that you want to reach, you will feel like you've really earned it. And that can be extremely rewarding. The second step is to realize that your writing success is completely within your control. It's easy to get caught up in blaming the agents, the editors, the publishers, the market for your lack of success or lack of progress. We all do it now and then when we get discouraged. But as long as you keep doing that, you stop yourself from reaching your full potential. You can pull yourself out of that trap by accepting complete responsibility for your writing career. Realize that at any moment, you can choose yourself. You can choose to invest in your own writing education. I attended a workshop with another writer way back in 2014. I later learned that she attended 4 or 5 more workshops after that. I attended the one. She attended 4 or 5 more after that, and eventually landed a really sweet book publishing deal with one of the major book publishers, and is experiencing great success with her first novel now. Educate yourself. Understand that the writers that end up really succeeding are those that do just that. They get more education, they get more help, they work with more mentors, they take more classes. Pull the power for your own success back into your own hand. The more you take responsibility for your own writing success, the more empowered you'll feel, and the less likely you'll be to go through periods of discouragement, because you'll know that you have the power to make things better. The third step to getting past discouragement is to make a solid commitment to your writing goal, whatever it is. When we start to feel discouraged, we often tend to vacillate. We get caught in indecision. I don't know if I want to keep writing or not. I don't know if I want to keep working on this novel or not. Step number 3 is to make a firm commitment to your next writing goal. So that may be to finish this novel, to self-publish this novel, to build your email subscriber list by another 100 people. Whatever it is, commit to that goal and don't quit until you've done everything that you plan to do to reach that goal. In other words, if the goal is to finish the novel, then you finish the novel. If you need help along the way, you get that help. You make a plan and then you commit to that plan and you follow through all the way to the end before you allow yourself to think about whether you want to continue or not. The fourth step in getting past discouragement is simply to tell yourself, I'm not easily discouraged. This is all about self-talk, and you can pump yourself up. So say you get rejection number 10. The rejection comes in the email and you say, you know what? I'm not easily discouraged. I'm sending this story out again to the next publisher on my list. Or I'm going to hire an editor and work on this story and see what I can improve on it. I'm not easily discouraged. This trains your brain to react to a different way to setbacks. If you tell yourself, I'm not easily discouraged, your brain reacts to that. It says, okay, we're not. We're going to keep moving forward. I want to share with you a quote by retired president of Chick-fil-A, Jimmy Collins. He says, I wanted to be one of those who conquered discouragement. My method is simple. I tell myself, I'm not easily discouraged. It worked for me as a youngster, and it still works for me as an old man. So here's what you do. The next time you get a piece of bad news, tell yourself out loud, I'm not easily discouraged. You might be surprised at how powerful this one simple statement can be. Finally, the last step to getting past discouragement is simply to stop complaining. Now, I don't mean to say that you don't have a reason to complain. You've probably worked really hard. The problem is when we allow ourselves to complain, especially if we allow it to go on, we're again disempowering ourselves. Positive emotions are always associated with a lot more success than negative emotions. I'm not saying repress your negative feelings. Allow yourself to feel discouraged, like we said earlier. Give yourself a couple of days, a week to really evaluate this and make sure that you're committed to this goal of writing. But during that time, try not to allow yourself to complain. So just put up a sign that says no complaining allowed. And I have one more bonus suggestion for you if you're feeling discouraged. The suggestion is simply to return to the work, which is your writing. Bringing your focus back to the work that you love usually will help push you past discouragement because it will remind you of why you're doing this in the first place. Do that, and the discouragement will probably fade away. If you're feeling discouraged about your author platform, please check out my award-winning book, Writer Get Noticed. You owe it to yourself to be able to market in a way that works with your personality and your strengths, and Writer Get Noticed will help you do that. Meanwhile, the next time you're feeling discouraged, try these 5 steps and see if they help. One thing I hope you don't do is quit. I can tell you from experience, you'll get through this discouraging time. Keep going, keep writing. You're doing it for a reason, and that reason can reveal itself only if you keep going.